Welcome back, Earthy people. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and today I'm going to show you a simple spell to confuse your enemies. So if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, and without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so for today's video, we are going to need a few things. You're going to need Angelica root. Angelica root is super important to have because it calls on angelic forces, the divine forces. We're using more of a higher vibration, and Angelica root is known to do that. We're also going to need some buckthorn bark. This is super important because this has a warding off of evil, and in order to confuse our enemies, we also need to weaken some of the magic that is being sent your way or the evil that's coming your way. The spell was designed to not per se break a spell, but this kind of redirects the spell or redirects the evil that's coming towards you. So whether it's done by malice or by witchcraft or by some sort of sorcery or unintentional. Sometimes people just get jealous. Sometimes people just have ill will towards you. So it kind of redirects it off of you and goes into, which is what we're going to need, a little puppet. Now this can be made of rice. If you have your own method of making a puppet, I just want to keep it simple for those of you that aren't very creative, or maybe you just don't have the ability to create a very extensive puppet. Just make it out of paper. So prior to this video, I just cut it out, and so it just looks like a little person, which is going to be me. You're going to need a permanent marker. Y'all know how I feel about a permanent marker, so if you don't have one by now, shame on you. And we're also going to need a mirror. Mirrors are also portals, gateways, but for today's purposes, we're going to use it because it has the ability to reflect back. And then lastly, we're going to need a bell. If you don't have a bell, then you can also use like something that's empty that actually can vibrate or send out vibrations. So that's why we're using a bell. But if you have like a jar or like a tin can, something that can actually vibrate, a singing bowl, those also come in handy, but as long as it can actually vibrate, because we're going to need to make some vibrations. So the first thing we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your mirror and you're just going to place it right in front of you. Okay, you're going to stare into it. So if you already know who's casting the magic towards you, then you're going to think about them as you're staring into the mirror. Now, if you're not sure, you just keep your mind blank and you just stare into the mirror, seeing yourself safe, seeing as if the mirror is becoming you, your effigy, your image, your feel. Feel how it feels to be you, okay? Try to imagine your daily life, like when you wake up, you drink coffee, you go to work. So try to imagine just your daily life, or maybe you have a task that you have to accomplish today. Try to think of that task that you have to accomplish today while you're staring into the mirror, okay? While you do that, you're going to take your puppet, you're going to place it into the mirror now. Place it on top of the mirror. Take your permanent marker, and you're just going to write your first and last name. So I'm just putting my first name and now my last name. Ta-da! All right. On the head portion of the puppet, you're going to draw the symbol of the pentacle. And all the pentacle is, it's a star with a circle. So on your head, it should look like that. All right, and the reason why we're using the pentacle is because we are going to earthbound this. We are going to manifest this here on this plane. We're going to combine all the energies into one, into this puppet. It's going to become you. Now, super important, I didn't do this part, but you're going to need a piece of your hair and you're going to tape it to this. The reason why we want a piece of your hair is because it's going to become you. It's going to become a tag lock. So a personal item needs to be part of this. So, and it can be even your fingernail, but I would highly recommend like hair. Me in the past, especially with this spell, I always did it with hair. Works like a charm, okay? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of the Angelica root, super simple. And with the Angelica root, you're going to put it on the hands, put it onto the head, the other hand, and now the legs, or the feet. So it should look something like that. Next, you're going to take your buckthorn bark, and with the buckthorn bark, you're going to put it right in the middle onto your name. Okay, and so it should look like that. Now, with your bell or whatever item you're using to vibrate with, you're going to ring it 3 times over your image. 1, 2, 3. And that's what's going to vibrate out, and it's going to start the magic that happens. And now we're going to say this spell 3 times. Maiden, hear your child's plea. Keep this danger far from me. Mother, join your hands with mine. Protect me with your loving light. Crone, defend me here and now. Surround me in your barrier shroud. Maiden, hear your child's plea. Keep this danger far from me. Mother, join your hands with mine. Protect me with your loving light. Crone, defend me here and now. Surround me in your barrier shroud. Maiden, hear your child's plea. Keep this danger far from me. Mother, join your hands with mine. Protect me with your loving light. Crone, defend me here and now. Surround me in your barrier shroud. All right, and after you've casted that spell, you keep this exactly as is. Now that's the only disadvantage to this spell, I will say, is that it cannot be disturbed. It must remain on this mirror until the danger has passed, until that magic has weakened, until you feel safe. This is it creates a barrier around you, and instead of the magic and all the ill will going towards you, it's going to go into your poppet, but not just into your poppet, it's going to reflect back and forth. We want all of it to be contained, so it's super important that wherever you place this, it cannot be disturbed. So you can't have your dog or your cat just coming around and pawing at it. You can't have your little brother, little sister coming around and accidentally playing with it, or you yourself accidentally, blowing on it and blowing all the herbs away, or it just being messed with. Once it gets messed with, the spell is broken. You will need to have to redo it, okay? Not, oh my gosh, it was just a little bit, I wonder if that affected it. It did. It needs to remain on one place, safe and sound, and that's what's going to create this barrier and maintain the barrier. We use the 3 aspects of what's called the 3 aspects of the goddess, and it's going to use a 3-fold magic to surround this. So it's almost like having 3 barriers around yourself. So you can imagine it can be a force to be reckoned with. A very simple spell, but super effective. Well, I hope you found this spell super informative, and I hope it gives you lots of protection. I hope that you're really not going to ever need this to confuse your enemies, but should you need to break out that little witchy self of yours, try it out, see how it goes. You'll find it does wonders. So, till next time, stay earthy, stay magical. Bye for now.